Decarbonization and artificial intelligence. Solving the biggest challenge with the most powerful technology? Research suggests that artificial intelligence can reduce global greenhouse gas emissions by 4% to 16% until 2030. Almost 75% of all emissions are caused by producing and consuming energy. More AI for energy needs to be developed if decarbonization is one of the goals. AI creates computer systems that perform tasks typically requiring humans. Machine learning is a subset of AI that focuses on algorithms that enable computers to improve their performance through learning from data. ML systems use data to make predictions, classify information, and make decisions without being explicitly programmed for each specific task. Key techniques in ML include supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning. In supervised learning, the model learns from labeled data, while unsupervised learning involves finding structures in unlabeled data. Reinforcement learning is about learning to make a sequence of decisions through interaction with an environment. Deep learning is a subset of machine learning that uses artificial neural networks, particularly deep neural networks with many layers, hence the term deep. What's the current thinking on decarbonization, AI, and energy, also in the light of the latest AI achievements? Google, for example, just published research on their weather AI beating supercomputers in weather forecasting. How big is the decarbonization opportunity? The decarbonization opportunity is substantial. McKinsey assumes that to reach net zero by 2050 requires about $275 trillion in cumulative spending on low-emission assets globally, around 7.5% of global GDP every year for 30 years. They also think that decarbonizing energy, industry, transport, and buildings is the most significant opportunity in a generation for many businesses. Since 2015, 6 decacorns and 135 unicorns have been created within the sustainability space. A potential of between $9 and $12 trillion in annual sales could emerge by 2030. Why? Because capital and customer demand shift towards a low-carbon economy. Morgan Stanley suggests that between $3 and $10 trillion of earnings from decarbonization are up for grabs. The global decarbonization market was already more than $1.5 trillion in 2022. How big is the AI opportunity? AI is often hailed as the fourth industrial revolution. It holds great promise in addressing complex challenges and improving many functions and processes within organizations and across industries. Users now can interface with generative AI via the internet. This has led to a strong awareness of AI in the public. AI could contribute up to $15.7 trillion to the global economy in 2030, according to Price Waterhouse Coopers. Is energy AI the real opportunity? Developing and deploying low-emissions technologies, such as renewable energy, electric vehicles, hydrogen, carbon capture, biofuels, and more, is a big chunk of the decarbonization market. How big is the AI software piece of this market? Hard to say, but it could be very substantial. Boston Consulting Group assumes that applying AI to corporate sustainability amounts to roughly $1 to $3 trillion in value by 2030. This comes from additional revenues and cost savings with emission reductions from AI of 5 to 10%. This value can only be captured via investing money in AI and supporting data systems and technologies. For electricity grids, the market potential for AI could be more than $10 billion soon. Energy AI, therefore, can generate significant business building opportunities and is very likely to soar in the future. What are the key questions for energy AI? It's helpful to look at energy asset and device data. The world's offshore and onshore wind turbines, for example, are generating more than 400 billion points of data every year. These are 2020 figures. The current and high-frequency number will be much higher. New data acquisition technologies and existing data assets in the electricity grid can fuel around 50 grid AI use cases. To operationalize the vision for energy AI requires good answers to key questions. How can AI be used to solve the most pressing issues around energy decarbonization? How can AI accelerate energy decarbonization? How to enable AI readiness in energy? How to reduce the time to AI in energy? Let's explore what the Energy AI Killer app might look like. We do not know yet. AI will play a big role in monitoring, predicting, and reducing emissions of businesses across different industries. The energy industry provides significant additional decarbonization opportunities. Why? Not only because of the very high emission share, 75%, but because new energy business is emerging and pushing decarbonization, for example, the substitution of conventional fuels with net zero products, more renewables via intelligent demand-side management, virtual power plants, and more. Given the annual cost for congestion management, for example, in Germany between $1 and $2 billion and increasing, optimizing grid-level supply and demand challenges could be a killer app candidate. Some AI solutions presented today lack any form of AI and are analytics tools and planning or control systems. A big hurdle for energy AI. It needs a lot of data, and this data is either hard to access or hidden. How can energy AI accelerate decarbonization? In case data becomes accessible, AI will enable a vast number of use cases covering the entire energy value chain. Here are some examples. Fuels. AI can bring the cost for green fuels down and reduce emissions in conventional fuels production and logistics. Renewable and thermal energy generation asset management, using data analytics, machine learning, and computer vision to forecast weather and generation conditions, adjust the orientation and operation of panels and turbines, predictive maintenance, grid integration, planning, scaling, and manage the storage and distribution of excess power. Virtual awareness, monitoring, and control of operations are an exciting field in the AI context. The asset locations of renewables are often hard to access, and significant earning improvements can be achieved. This supports the AI business case and enables more renewables. Also in complex infrastructure construction, AI can reduce the cost by as much as 30%. Wind power output prediction is another good AI use case. Lower or higher than expected output levels can push up operational costs. Google published a 20% increase of its financial wind power value using AI in output forecasting and other areas. Grid management, AI algorithms and software to dynamically monitor, self-organize, and control the flow of electricity, reduce congestion and losses, integrate distributed and variable energy resources, detect, enhance resilience, security, and prevent faults and outages from equipment and weather extremes and wildfire risks. With the data explosion, AI has the potential to transform the grid to an intelligent system of systems versus simply pushing electrons from A to B. Research from E.ON suggests a 30% reduction in grid outages, using predictive maintenance models in certain areas. Demand-side flexibility. AI can help optimizing the energy demand by using data from many energy IoT devices and downstream systems. For example, batteries, inverters, heat pumps, electric vehicles, demand response, virtual power plants, and more. Studies suggest that flexibility provides significant economic benefits, especially in times of high and volatile energy prices. Regardless of prices, the positive decarbonization implications must be considered. Globally, there are billions of energy devices that currently are not integrated in the flexibility play that enables decarbonization. To self-organize such systems requires AI, for sure. What are the challenges of energy AI? Energy AI faces significant hurdles, and two energy data-related challenges are as follows. Data security and acquisition. AI needs data from sensors, IoT devices, energy assets, and this data traverses through OT and IT environments. This creates all sorts of data security challenges. The threat surface increases when manipulated data is fed into AI models and misleading controls in people. This can have fatal consequences. The security technologies currently being used in energy are aged and often inadequate for next-generation applications. A hack in 2022 paralyzing 11 gigawatts of German wind turbines is a great example of security weaknesses. Holistic end-to-end data security strategies, technologies and protocols can overcome these weaknesses. Zero trust principles must be implemented. New technologies like explicit private networking, XPN, protect encrypted data and commands while in transit across untrusted network segments and while resting within a data store. Data packages are cryptographically signed at the source and can be verified at any time to ensure no tampering or corruption. Data access and sharing. Access to very large sets of data is critical for energy AI. There are technical and organizational access constraints. Innovative technologies can solve these problems. Logical datasets are defined from a variety of data sources, and centralized access controls eliminate the need for duplication or migration of data for AI. Non-data related challenges for energy companies are as follows. Deploying new digital technologies in the energy industry is not easy and very time-consuming. Some root causes. Energy business models did not require a lot of change in the past, and regulation is not rewarding more digital. There is a lot of legacy IT infrastructure. The corporate culture and DNA is typical for large organizations and driven by avoiding organizational and personal risk-taking. There is also a lack of digital talent. Of course, there is a lot of movement in these areas and the industry is not standing still. Going beyond hackathons and AI experiments and scaling AI across functions and energy value chains will require major efforts, especially of larger energy players. They have a lot of data assets and resources. A perspective for attractive energy AI business cases is required. This will ignite innovation and motivate entrepreneurs, startups, and scale-ups to deploy AI talent, time, and venture money developing AI solutions for energy. Large energy companies play a crucial role in this. They can demonstrate leadership and support via different forms of incubation, funding, and early AI procurement. Build versus buy strategies for AI could be challenging for large energy players because of the innovator's dilemma and a lack of access to AI talent. There is no doubt that AI will significantly contribute to the decarbonization of the energy sector. To unlock the full potential of energy, AI requires major efforts and activities from large energy companies, innovation ecosystems, investors, regulators, and more.